What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be analyzing me at my Supernova run, where I got 4th place. Largest melee tournament of all time, by the way, just have to say that. Versus Axe, which was my first set in top 8. I do win the set 3-1. Of course, FD is a very difficult stage. We'll take a look at it. There's nothing too terribly interesting about the FD game. There's some things, like, personally that I think I'd like to work on, or, like, general stylistic things that I think would be worth changing on FD, but it's kind of hard to get into the nitty-gritty of that in an analysis video without going, like, way overboard, I think. Also, I'm going to maybe try not to point out every small little detail that occurs, very similar to my JMOOC analysis, where I don't really talk about every dash dance sequence that I do or different laser timing or whatever, but there are some things that are pretty important. But one thing I did want to mention is I wrote out that, like, overall, you should watch the ways, if you go back and just watch the set yourselves and you're trying to learn something about Falcon vs. Pikachu or what made me successful, I'll for sure talk about it quite a bit, but also just sort of a summary is that you should watch the ways that I get down from platforms, the ways that I use full retreating laser, avoid getting grabbed, play safe around his shield, make sure that I don't cross myself up into the corner, DI throws over to the side platforms, recover with shortens, have good descending mix-ups, use approaching lasers, alter my laser timings, ledge refresh timings versus invincibility, and more. For sure, we're going to get into some of those examples of those things in this analysis, but I just figured that if you wanted to go take a hardcore look at this set yourself and learn something from it, those would be the key things I feel like I, in general, do better than other Falcos, and you could probably implement in your own game and learn something. So, with all that being said, let's take a look at the interactions. So, game sort of starts off, we're just trading, I get some easy damage, and like even here, I'm just being very safe with my drift and the way that I go about these situations so that I don't overcommit in spots and get reversaled. You'll see a lot of Falcos get gimped, get grabbed, get comboed very hard, but I choose a lot of these situations to disengage and not overextend into situations where I could get punished. Here I do a retreating laser and then approaching delayed laser into center stage. Late timings as approaches versus Pikachu are very effective. Late aerials, approaching lasers, even like running shines could be very, very good against Pikachu. Pikachu is so short, and when they're forward facing, they generally don't have very good options to deal with you at this like diagonal spacing that could come up. Like if you were here jumping in on them, their shield grab is just going to miss. They can't grab you out of the air, and they don't have like Marth up tilt, Sheik forward tilt is actually probably the most like prime example. They don't have something to like just swoop you up out of this spot and end up reversing you. They do have up angled forward tilt, which some Pikachus do a little bit, but if you're at low percent, it's generally not that great anyway. So yeah, look for these situations to utilize approaching laser, late approaching aerials. Full retreating aerial gets me into a nice situation here. He ends up reading me a few times. Nice little short into the ledge. Yeah, there's actually just like a break in this here. But yeah, he reads this up tilt like perfectly afterwards, which is pretty classic. I go high instead of low because Pikachu's forward tilt has a very long lingering hitbox that actually extends farther out than you'd think. So I just tend to go above Pikachu in this situation. As long as you can get past them horizontally, if you're on this side of them, they'll have a very difficult time actually killing you from this spot. So, works out for me. Again, nice read on a bunch of timings. Another good shorten from me, though. Ledge dash was excellent. Coming down from platforms with lasers, not aerials. Like I said, watch how I come down with from platforms. Could be really useful. This, I bonked my head, but a lot of the lasers I do as he is recovering is really useful. Another approaching laser happens quickly. And this is going to be an edge guard that I'm going to talk about right now, and it actually goes wrong because of a Phantom hit, but in general is very, very, very good. I bet the Phantom looks crazy frame by frame, by the way. But so Pikachu has double jumped, but is still underneath the edge. So that means they couldn't do a straightforward side B, which has low lag, and in general is just like a mix-up timing compared to like going up then going down to the ledge, right? It's just a mix-up timing. But if they don't have that timing of going straight forward, if they don't have that mix-up and they're underneath the ledge, then they're going to have to do a double zip. And they're far enough from the ledge horizontally that I don't have to be afraid of getting hit by an up air here. So what I like to do in these situations, there's two things. One, I like to shine stall and react to the first up B with a double jump aerial. The first up B happens, and then I intercept the second up B. Or I like to just regular get up and treat it like a Sheik. You could imagine that like Sheik does, jump then poof. With Pikachu, it's like up B then up B, and you just regular get up on the first up B, and then you just punish them once they land. It feels very, very good. But in this situation, I'd use Shine Stall, and then I try to time this as he's falling here, and this Phantoms, which is crazy. But in general, that edge guard's going to work really nicely, and there's going to be examples a little bit later on where that works, and so it'll look a little bit cleaner for you guys. Look at this pressure in the corner. Back throw, off stage. Have him in the corner. He specifically, Axe, does a lot of ledge dash shielding to protect himself. He's not very aggressive out of the corner when it comes to his options immediately out of ledge dash. So me knowing this, I do a lot of spaced drift back down air. Pikachu has a very small grab range, so it's not like Marth or Donkey Kong where I'm just going to get grabbed in this spot regardless. And then from here, Axe likes to wave dash out of shield forward, and then I just do drift back down air into retreating back air with a dash. So this is going to completely stuff him, and if I'm wrong, the only consequence, if you think about it, is you do this down air, I do this full retreating back air. If he had stayed in this spot, then I am still Falco at 66% in the center of the stage with Pikachu lodged into the corner of the stage, where I can do more approaching lasers, more late aerials, more reads up to side platforms, more zoning back airs, and also have a very hard time getting hit off the stage into a Gimp setup. So like, something I mentioned a little bit earlier on my stream when I was talking about this set before I got into the analysis is that this set is almost like it's more important to see what I'm not doing as opposed to what I am doing. What I am doing is just like some safe stuff. Okay, that's cool. This could have been a retreating laser. This could have been like a run crouch. This could have been just like a CC in place after I did the down air. But in reality, it's just like what I'm not doing is overextending. What I'm not doing is doing early aerial into the corner. What I'm not doing is easily power shieldable lasers in situations where I'm going to get reversal. What I'm not doing is playing with my food near the ledge and like dying unnecessarily. What I'm not doing is positioning myself above Pikachu. And those are the small things that you wouldn't necessarily notice if you just watch the set and see what I do. But it is important that when you watch your own gameplay and maybe compare it to me, you might notice like, okay, what does Ginger do when he's like above Pikachu on the side platform when Pikachu's on the ledge? It's like, okay, well, you might not see that very much. Maybe I'll do it every now and then to do some sort of descending mix-up, and there might be some sort of reason for that based on percent or whatever. But in general, it's just like, man, I'm avoiding those situations. I'm not even engaging in that situation in the first place. I'm just playing very safe, posturing aggressively, keeping Pikachu in the corner as much as I can, threatening with moves as often as possible, but still maintaining some safety. So here's Pikachu, by the way, able to utilize this horizontal up B and me missing. So this was him having access to that mix-up. Here I DI to the side platform and tech in place. I know that he can't get there to cover everything on reaction in time. Again, back up laser, down tilt jab, and then I mess up some tech skill. Don't come down immediately from the side platform. Then I thought this was an interesting way to find the kill. So this comes up very often against Pikachu, but also Marth. They all want to run off the platform with either an up air or an air, and Marth would come off with either like a down air, forward air, almost always forward air, or up air. But if you shield it, a lot of times since they're going to be coming off the platform, this is going to be a pretty high aerial, or with Pikachu's up air does such little damage that like I am in a very good position to attempt to reversal him out of shield in this situation. So I recognize the spacing, wave dash out of shield, and get my kill. Single hit up air, no chance for SDI. He actually SDIs out of a bunch of my up airs a little bit later on, but yeah. So ledge grab timing in between stock here I think was pretty good. It could have been slightly better, but that's fine. I ledge dash, immediate side B. This is a good sequence for me. Great up air by him. Now I wanted to talk about this descending mix-up slightly, or a little bit. A lot of people, when you slide off on this edge of the side platform and you immediately double jump as opposed to fast falling, which is not so bad for me here, especially because I'm facing the wrong direction to grab the ledge. Double jumping here, a lot of people come back down with either like a back air or a down air to try and protect themselves. But what they don't realize is that like those moves have quite a bit of lag, and people in general are going to wait here like just far enough away from that space so they can whiff punish you coming down with an aerial. Now what that means is that you can come down with a laser instead. You see how he's waiting all the way over here? Well, I'm not doing a down air or a back air. I'm doing a laser that's going to infinitely overshoot over to the left. So since I do this, it catches him off guard, it helps me break out of the corner, I get a laser grab, I back throw him, and again, it's this positional game of me back throwing him. It might not seem like, okay, I didn't hit the back throw forward smash, cool, whatever. I didn't get a giant combo, okay, cool, whatever. But Axe reversaled me. He sent me flying off the stage, facing the wrong direction. And what I did with my descending mix-up is try to help myself regain some amount of control. Now I have high percent, he has pretty low percent, so I play pretty aggressive mix-up here with a double jump down air. It doesn't work out for me. Luckily, it doesn't tech chase me properly. Drop down with a laser, using my drift away down air there in order to maintain some degree of safety here as opposed to dropping down directly on top of him, which would have gotten me up aired. So again, drifting away from Pikachu, generally very good, hard for them to punish you. And then from here, I double jump after taking my own power shielded laser. So then I drift forward after instant double jump with an aggressive down air. So all these mix-ups are pretty difficult for him to keep track of, in my opinion. And then here's a regular get up, but I'm over 100. And then I mess up some tech skill where I wanted a dash dance back air. But you can see as my percent rises, I'm maybe a little bit more willing to just like fight straight up in the corner where it's like, well, I'm going to die even if I get hit in center stage. So why don't we just scrap right here? Another thing of note is that I love up throw against Pikachu. I think it's very, very effective, hard for them to get out of, and you get some massive combos out of it. And then there is this recovery by Axe, which I wanted to highlight just for maybe any of the Pikachu players or also for the Falco players to be ready for it. Which is that I love doing this laser. Pikachu is going to attempt to zip, zip, or zip, zip, or zip, zip, or zip, zip. And what you can do is just cut that off by shooting this laser because Pikachu is like gigantic over here. So you just shoot the laser at the timing to attempt to cover this, and then they're gonna have to normally fall beneath the stage, and then usually what they do is they go zip, zip, but since I've shot the laser and I have this timing now, I can run off double jump down air. And if I could do that, then I can intercept this second zip. Even if they go straight forward or if they go to the ledge or whatever. I have the timing, I have the setup, it's very, very good. But what Axe has done is he starts doing this diagonal up B. I think this is the first time that he does it, and he does it consistently throughout the set. It's pretty precise, and also I don't think it's a true sweet spot, so I could like run up, down, tilt. I have some ideas about how I want to beat this in the future, but it was cool that he represented this. I'm still not dead in this situation because I run off and then I just double jump after the up B hits me, which is totally okay. But yeah, maintaining control, laser grab. Like I said, what did I say earlier? Axe likes to do ledge dash shield. So if he likes to ledge dash shield and up throw is so good against him, don't mind if I do. I'll take some of that. Weird tech skill flub. Love short hop up air up to the side platform there. Another ledge dash shield, another up throw by me. And it's not even about necessarily getting the first hit. It's about putting him in a bad position. Not being above Pikachu, but instead being directly underneath Pikachu is generally very, very good for you. So getting some nice situations for myself. And I've put him on the ledge so many times. You might think that like, okay, and at the end of the day, this is a completely unforced error, right? Like if we were watching tennis, the ball came to their forehand, boom, they just hit it into the net. But I am putting certain amounts of pressure and forcing them to repeat this difficult situation over and over and over and over and over again. Like I don't know how many times he's grabbed the ledge this game. I don't know how many times he's attempted a ledge dash this game, but it feels like it's been like 10 to me. And so since I am maintaining the center of the stage, since I am forcing him off stage, since I'm covering his early options back onto the stage, I'm forcing him to repeatedly do something difficult, which in general is something good to do in a tournament setting. It's a little cheesy and like cheap to do, but I do think that those sorts of things are effective in a tournament environment, and you can't really ignore that, especially when you're on the top 8 stage. Okay, nice little mix-up for me here. Man, I thought that down tilt was going to hit. It's absolutely crazy. Forward throw off stage, laser, laser, another laser, covering the straightforward this time. So Axe has been doing so much of the straightforward up B. This time I jump over it. I managed to get a knockdown. Another really key thing I want to point out. So Pikachu's tech in place works a little bit differently than almost every character. Pichu is the only exception. Pichu and Pikachu have the same tech in place animation. Or properties, I guess I should say. So the way that it works is generally when any character tech's in place, it takes 26 frames total okay, for their animation to finish so they could get their shield up on frame 27. But frames 1 through 20 have invincibility. Frames 21 through 26 do not. So that's how you can tech chase somebody. You hit them during the vulnerable parts of their tech in place animation, which is frames 21 through 26, right? Now, Pikachu and Pichu have it so that their invincibility is actually from frames 1 through 24, and they're only vulnerable for 2 frames, frames 25 and frame 26. And this can be difficult to actually hit if you are tech chasing a Pikachu or Pichu, because if you don't have a lingering hitbox, let's say I'm using Shine to tech chase, then if I shine too early, I'll hit them while they're still invulnerable from the tech in place, and I would otherwise have to aim for those 2 frames. I have to shine very specifically on those 2 frames. And there's some theory that, like, if you're truly reaction tech chasing, you're bound to hit those 2 frames regardless, which is okay. But there is something that I want to point out, which is that having a lingering hitbox is very useful. A hitbox that is going to stay out for a long period of time, so that whenever those 2 frames occur, you're going to have a hitbox directly on top of them, regardless. And Pikachu just so happens to be at a perfect midweight, where, and Pikachu's actually very light, but essentially the way that you combo Pikachu is like a midweight, for all intents and purposes. Sorry to the nerds. So using down air to cover tech in place feels really nice to me. You can either down air, depending on the DI and percent, or you can just down air forward smash. And Pikachu, being so light, does travel very far horizontally, so down air forward smash is really, really, really good to set up against Pikachu. So yeah, this is me utilizing my lingering down air to cover this tech in place. It is absolutely something I would recommend. It's purely a read, but you can actually, after reading the tech in place, you can drift it over in a direction to potentially cover another tech, either because the down air is already going to be covering miss tech. You can cover tech in place, miss tech, or a tech roll in one of the directions if you have the possibility to drift it in those directions with the timing. So just real quick, this is this here. So I use my down air, and then as soon as he becomes vulnerable, right, boop, he just gets hit by the down air. I don't have to time anything. My down air is out for like 50 billion frames. Awesome. Very, very cool things. It comes up a few times during the set. These lasers were awesome. Very funnily, I didn't try to do this standing laser, but I did need to wait for this Thunder Jolt to get past me before dropping through and doing another laser, and it sort of naturally delayed it anyway. And then it perfectly timed so that I could get this laser. I grab ledge, and then here's me doing that back air. This one wasn't a shine stall because of the exact amount of time that I had to grab the ledge and everything after this laser. Just real quick, we'll take a look. So I just do rising back air as this happens. I don't think I actually finished the edge guard, but I hit him with about 5 billion lasers, which is pretty insane. Double shine here, messing up my tech skill just slightly. And then when I mentioned earlier in my summary of things that I did, not crossing myself up into the corner. So instead of like going too far or even doing a run up grab here that maybe you could spot dodge or roll past, I do a jab, dash back, dash dance, back air, drift back in, double jump top plat, and then I just bail. I had my certain amount of reads, but this is going to be like insanely impossible for him to actually make anything happen out of. Back air, he does a momentum cancel up B, more zoning for me. And then this was actually kind of cool. I'll point it out very quickly. I said I wasn't going to do this, but so this is a frame perfect back air, which is why people will call it like the gravity aerial. I didn't land on the top platform. Generally, Falco's full hop, no impact lands on the top platform, and all of his full hop aerials will make him reach the top platform. But if you do a aerial on the first airborne frame, you will actually not reach the top platform. So you see my back air animation is starting the frame I enter the air. And so when I do this, I have a mix-up of now double jump wave landing off the platform afterwards, which is actually a very tricky timing. And then I fast fall through the side platform and threaten back air here. And it's kind of crazy. If you think about everything that I've done so far, nothing has been that impressive. It's like, okay, throw out some auto cancel back airs. I just done them out. I laser grab, maybe an approaching laser every now and then, dash dance. Oh, I can like seal some edge guards. And oh, my recovery's been pretty good. I'm up 3 stocks, 19% to 1 against Axe, who's a top 10 player, the greatest Pikachu to ever live. This matchup is messed up for Pikachu, man. It's bad. It's bad. But as long as you guys do these same things, like there's nothing stopping you from from doing this. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. It's a very good, comfy matchup for Falco. I like this CC a lot. You'll actually see me. I'm not going to point it out that often, but it's very, very nice against Pikachu. It will beat if they nair. It'll beat if they try to do this up air catching you, because you just go underneath it. I actually didn't combo properly off of it, but yeah, CC against Pikachu, very, very good. But you'll notice these moments where I like wait in CC against Pikachu throughout the set, and this is essentially the intention of doing that. Deep cross-up aerial avoids this, and then this is a very, very key thing against Pikachu also, that at these low percents, remember how I said delayed actions are very good against Pikachu? Late aerial, approaching laser, that sort of thing. One of the main reasons that is that if Pikachu chooses to meet you in the middle here, just like this, right? X marks the spot, and I'm getting nared out of the air. Usually if this is like Falco or Fox naring a Marth out of the air, this is about to be gigantic damage. But tragically, Pikachu must follow this nair to the ground, and I don't have enough percent on me, so I am actually plus on hit. I get hit, and I have the frame advantage. The other thing, too, that's kind of funny, is that Pikachu's trajectory is going in this direction, and his move trajectory is also sending me in the same direction. So we're just going to end up with each other after this, and I'm going to be able to get my shine. So this little war of attrition, never going to work out for Pikachu. These low percents are incredibly difficult to deal with. Yep, here's just another early aerial. Oh, here was a great example of me using my drift to cover the tech in place, but also drift forward to catch the tech roll out. I didn't combo off of it. I think I maybe could have, but yeah. Another shine after getting hit, even as my percent is rising, which is crazy. I back up. I use my shield. Spot dodge. I'm on the backside of the shield. That was actually pretty spooky, but that's okay. Oh, we both like Omega Tech Flub randomly. More shortens. It's broken. Yep. So one thing is that Pikachu power shielding is not threatening. Like, there's nothing Pikachu has out of power shielding that's like gonna make me feel like shooting lasers shouldn't be on the table. Sometimes against like Fox, he'll do like running power shield nair, and you're like, dang, that guy just killed me off of me shooting a laser. That's so scary. I might feel like I shouldn't shoot lasers anymore. But I don't care about this guy whiffing up angled forward tilt after power shielding a laser. You know, even if I get hit by it, it's probably not that big of a deal. Nice, staying on the front side of Pikachu's shield there. Sets up for a good situation. Oh my god, my momentum carried me behind him, which was a little silly. Yeah, he does the same recovery here. And again, I wasn't really ready for this, but it's interesting. I think I have some things in the works for it. Yeah, I get hit by down smash, but it's just not enough. I go for one grab because I figure it might work. I'm getting a little desperate for the kill, but at the same time, I'm not like running up and down tilting. I'm like trying to catch him with laser down tilt as he's coming in on me. Laser approaching laser, and of course these dash dance timings, the laser mix-up timings, the heights, all of this pretty interesting. And allows me to take the stock, which is cool. Okay, let's very quickly watch through the FD game. It's a bit of nonsense. This is pretty good by me. I like that I went for the full hop back air. I tragically get hit by this. In general, you want to stay very, very low. Slight DIing off stage against Pikachu at these low percents is really, really good against the chain grabs. He actually forward smashes me off this, but you'll see it doesn't even kill regardless, so yeah, the slight DI is very, very nice. He does like manage to find some pretty interesting kills on the stage. And man, recovering on this stage is just so brutal. I do this up B, he grabs the ledge. It's like, such a bad spot. No platform to help me out. He calls out one thing that I do, and then I'm dead. And Falco can absolutely win on the stage, but I do think that I didn't do the greatest job of sticking to a solid enough game plan to avoid getting hit by the random grab and up air. This was actually incredible from him. I went for a down air, and I knew my momentum would carry me behind him, so I'm going for a double shine to avoid getting up aired out of shield. But he actually wave dashes out of shield, and I flubbed this down air, and he manages to catch this. He catches my landing from the down air because he wave dashed out of shield in between this. Which, like, props to him. I mean, tech flub by me, but not everybody would be able to find that, I don't think. My SDI here on this Nair is specifically bad. I think if I did like DI down or no DI, I think I could have avoided this up air. Just a theory, a game theory, but that's fine. Oh, I went for the grab, but I was a little too early. The timing on the down air with the knockback stacking means I'll be able to combo this here. Oh, I need a slightly lower laser. Up throw, up air, that's going to kill. Again, up throw just very, very effective on Pikachu. Love it. Ledge dash. Oh my goodness. I think he down smashes me out of this into a grab. Yeah, brutal. And I could have lived this, but he caught my mix-up, so, I mean, good on him. Damn. And now I'm down 3 stocks to 1. But this is just like, they're just characters that make this stage very difficult. And again, this is me being super lazy, just hoping that my down air hits. Absolutely not playing like I was the last game, but at this point, I do feel like I need to make some things happen. Here's me doing that run crouch that I was talking about really quickly. Boom, and so I get a hit here. It's not going to be the biggest thing in the world. That Thunder Jolt was actually really interesting, I thought. That was me doing an attempted shine grab. It didn't work. Again, the knockback stacking on this shine in down air means that I catch him right before he lands on the ground. My down tilt was incorrect. Unfortunate. Okay. Approaching laser down tilt isn't really working against him ever. I always say that like you should never be greedy with your down tilts in this matchup. Some people will exclusively try to do it to kill Pikachu. This is an awesome Sharky sequence, but you don't need to down tilt Pikachu. You can. I don't even know if I end up killing Axe with a single down tilt. You can definitely beat the greatest Pikachu that's ever lived with Falco, without needing to get so greedy with the down tilts. So we go to Yoshi's story. I had some considerations here. I thought, so Pokemon Stadium is a better stage. But with transformations, it can get sketchy. So I was like, well, what we'll do since I won game 1 is that I'll go to Yoshi's, and if I somehow lose this game, which Yoshi's is still a very strong counter pick against Pikachu, then I will go Pokemon Stadium, and luckily he has no FD on the table, so at the very least I can beat him on Fountain of Dreams. That was my thought process. Yeah, I get power shielded, but who cares? He's attempting power shields, but who cares? Up throw, go for a forward air, it doesn't work out. He up airs me, but again, who cares? Like, that's so often, as long as you're not getting like grabbed by Pikachu or up air knocked down by like jumping above them or something, or in a way that they can combo, it's like I can just take all these hits. And it requires a level of character control, spatial awareness, precision that is not super easy, but if you're able to attain that amount of character control and awareness, there's no reason you should generally be very afraid of Pikachu. Yoshi's is brutal for Pikachu. Anytime Pikachu is in this box, or like, I guess I should say rectangle, like up here even, it's very difficult for Pikachu because your back air covers so much space and hits Pikachu on the platform. So yeah, nice timing by Axe and using the dash dance. That is probably what you have to do, but you'll see these back airs are just absolutely brutal. I almost am certain I didn't mean to dash attack there, but that's fine. Down smash just to keep things simple. Again, nothing is like the optimal choice, but that's okay. Lots of damage here. Shield drop shine, recognizing the spacing and the timing was really, really good by me. Okay, we go down the ledge. Regular get up, buffer roll through. Nice, good. Drift in back air here. So again, the vertical mix-ups are sketchy, but I'm doing a lot of mix-ups, and that was a great wave dash back down tilt by him. Oh my goodness, he whiff punishes the shine, which is crazy. Sometimes you have to do that as Pikachu, right? Because he ran into the descending mix-ups earlier, and I'm threatening a very similar thing here. This time I'm down airing, think that he might get a little bit greedy with the spacing, but he backs up and then whiff punishes the shine, not even the aerial, which is so funny. I could have just dashed right afterwards, but totally fine. Crazy, the amount that Pikachu has to work, even to punish Falco for doing complete nonsense. Why was I double jump down airing? I have no clue. Again, up air isn't, or up throw isn't always about getting the immediate hit. A lot of times it's about positioning yourself under Pikachu so that you have a good situation. I did not like that full hop down air, but that's okay. Drift away. Have him in a bad spot again. More up throw. Back air off the stage. Lasers. Always important to try to laser Pikachu as much as you can as they're recovering. And here is a beautiful example of that edge guard that I was talking about earlier, where Pikachu is too low and too far away from the stage is actually a really nice point too, that they can't just horizontally go to the stage. It's going to have to be like zip, zip, or zip, zip, essentially. And because Pikachu becomes gigantic in this space, you can just throw out a big hitbox and drift out of the shine stall, and you will just catch them. Like, where did I even hit Pikachu? Yeah, here, I guess. Pikachu is nice and like flat into my back air right here, which is cool. But yeah, this is the way that I like to edgeguard Pikachu, especially as they're far away from the stage or low. Protecting myself was pretty good. Nice by Axe in the scramble situations. I'm avoiding these up airs just barely after the deep cross-ups, which is pretty nice. Crazy Hail Mary grab by him, but it works out. I don't think my SDI had anything to do with that. Good find from him. I could have had better tech skill near the edge of the stage, and that probably would have saved me there. No fast fall in the down air there. Made that timing a little tricky. Yep, just holding down underneath him in case he does fall down with an aerial. Up tilt is just brutal for them to try and get around. Shine here. Up air, but he SDIs out, which is very, very good by him. And this is similar. I should have just done regular get up here. But this is what I was talking about, how about it's like edge guarding Sheik, where they just get stuck right here, and then you can just punish them. I rolled. I wasn't sure if he could get over this lip and then land a little bit farther in with less lag, but... this is all okay regardless. I went for shine back air. Back air might have just done the deed, but that's okay. More back air timings, more back air spacings, threatening back air. Like, you see how brutal this is for Pikachu? I'm telling you. Oh my goodness, it is rough for them. This stage is not easy. There's the saving grace on this stage for Pikachu is that less of the stage is considered center stage, so that they can threaten you being in the corner or gimping you more frequently, but everything else about the stage is like absolutely brutal for Pikachu. Here's me getting under Pikachu again. Wave dash directly underneath. I went for a forward smash, which was greedy, but it could have worked. Oh my god, up tilt is brutal. I mess up a little bit there, and it's okay. Oh, the slant of the stage actually did some weird stuff to me this game. Yeah, he does the horizontal, and it has less landing lag. I want to point out this recovery. So, what he does here after the forward throw is he expects me to shine stall. But I know that I can drop low and utilize the wall jump. And if you drop low and use wall jump, it's very difficult for Pikachu to edge guard you. If you shine stall too early, then Pikachu can actually hit you in the spot right here. But instead, just fall lower and then jump past them. And this is actually very, very good and something that's very repeatable against Pikachu. So just be careful. Don't always shine stall against Pikachu if there is a wall for you to utilize, or if they've been calling out a lot of your shine stall recoveries. I intercept laser, Axe falls down, does the diagonal up B. This time I laser it, which is kind of interesting. Forward throw off stage. Again, putting more and more and more positional pressure on Axe. It's just brutal. Just brutal, man. And then, yeah. Descending mix-ups, using my jumps, hitting Pikachu for fishing for up air. Very, very good stuff. Now we go to the final game, Fountain of Dreams. Yep, more laser grabs. Like, he relies so heavily on shielding because I think Pikachu kind of has to. And if you don't give them the easy openings of just throwing in a bunch of early aerial, it's like impossible for them. It doesn't even matter if your up throw... Did it combo, the one that I did here? Let's see. Did I do anything? Oh, I got one up air into a back air and then I backed off. It's like, yeah, sure. If you could just do that and not get grabbed, excellent, man. That's sick. Again, my recoveries this whole tournament were very difficult for people to deal with, which was cool. This was like sick, by the way. I think I nod my head after this. Here, I'll move my camera just so you guys can... Let's do a little fact check here. Did I appreciate this? Ooh, that's a head nod right there. It is... That was a crazy kill to find, I think, and a crazy up air timing. But regardless, that's okay. Hard for Pikachu to whiff punish. Oh my gosh, he finally did a Ledge Dash Nair through me. But you can see why he doesn't want to Ledge Dash Nair through me. Because he gets nothing. He got 9%, brother. And now he has to fight me far away in neutral. What would be much easier is if he Ledge Dash shields and then I do some early aerials and he grabs me and back throws me and then everyone goes, oh, Wax is just looking for the cheese. It's like, yeah, man, he'd much rather cheese my fucking stock at 0 than nair me one time for 9 and put himself in like a worse position. I don't even know if it's a worse position, but a position where he has like less reward for his risk. He has less risk, but way less reward. Yeah, down air, just like I was mentioning earlier, down air combos really nicely onto Pikachu. And also down air forward smash. And then the other thing that goes along with this is that in the corner pressure, Remember what I said about Pikachu's shield and utilizing late down air? I just passive jump or neutral jump here, drift forward late down air, knowing that on the front side of the shield, Pikachu would have to early up smash at a shield, and that's not even necessarily a guarantee that it's going to work out for them. To intercept me doing this late aerial, shield grab isn't going to work, up air is going to be very wonky and not get them much value, and also lose to about a million other things. This will catch them wave dashing a lot of the time. Like, Pikachu's in a very bad position here if I do late aerial. And so he does spot dodge, maybe thinking that I'll grab, because I've been grabbing a lot. But my late down air is timed against this also. So I think you kind of see it on his face a little bit here too. I don't want to look too much into that, but like, I do this, and he's just like, shit, man. Like, I thought I had a read on the fucking laser grabs, and then the late aerial's still there. Like, yeah, man, fucking Falco destroys Pikachu. I'm sorry. It's crazy. I get hit by Nair, doesn't combo at all. I should have reversaled him, by the way, here. Just to be really clear. 3-4. I could shine on the next frame, but I'm like very late. And we shine and shield on the same frame here. So kind of silly. This is the first early aerial like cross up I've done the whole time, and I instantly get hit by an up air into a pop up onto the side platform, into a back throw off stage, into a knockdown with an air. It's like, okay, whoa. Maybe we don't early down air, drift full in, shallow cross up on Pikachu who's at 0. Okay, that was bad. I'll admit, that was bad. This was a rough stock by Avery Wilson. Okay, wait, nope. He flubs, thank goodness. Oh, and I take the stock lead here because he SDs, right? He, like, essentially SDs. Just pointing out, again, real quick, because it's such a core thing. Utilizing down air again to just cover the tech in place. I do it again, he slides off. I just position with back air, catching the jump with the lasers. I don't know if my down air would have caught him if he could have attempted to recover, but this was a big swing for me because now I'm back in control, even after losing my discipline for a second. Coming down for the platform this time with a drift through back air, nairing in, catching him out of the air, laser grab. Wow, good down air from him. Yep, straightforward into shine. This time he didn't have enough time to nair me. This was going to be a weird situation regardless. I knew I shouldn't have engaged here. As soon as I saw this, and there was no platform, this is like, you guys can't see my face, but I'm calculating. I'm just like, wait, there's no platform, so I can't like do a lot of coverage here. Like, shit's very weird. And then he just naired me, and I thought, shit, yeah, my bad. I knew that could have gone poorly. He goes back to the stage, roll this time into down smash, and man, it's some damage. It is some damage, but it is not enough to make much happen. Drift back this time on the down air at the very end. Check this out. Boom. So I don't do my early aerial into him and then get up air to shield into everything. This time he up airs out of shield and it doesn't do anything, which is awesome. Okay, dropping through the side platform, getting back to the ground, shooting my lasers. This was a couple of nice finds by him, but man, auto cancel back here is hard for Pikachu to whiff punish. Again, that diagonal recovery. This time he slightly messed it up, but that's okay. I take my laser double jump. More pressure in the corner. Down tilt somehow is spaced against that, which is crazy. I think maybe he had some shield DI. More SDI from him on my up air, I'm pretty sure, unless I just like misspaced this, which is very possible. Yep, just threatening the tournament winner. He does ledge dash power shield, but it's really not that big of a deal. Space back airs. I tried to just short hop retreating laser. I have some issue where I'm full hopping on accident sometimes recently, but that's okay. Nair works out here, and let's see the edge guard again. So I grab ledge. He's low. He doesn't have a jump. I shine stall. He does the first zip. I react to it. Double jump back air. Works perfectly. I hope you guys give it a try. Okay. Good down smash by him. Take laser down smash. Again, more recoveries that are hard for people to deal with. More laser jab into back off, threatening in the corner, adding damage, putting on positional pressure, looking for them to flub. Okay, forward air, he SDIs through, which is totally fine. More mix-ups on the descent. This time, I do forward throw dash attack, by the way, instead of an up throw. There's no platform here, and I thought that he might be wanting to DI in to not be sent off stage or into the corner again, but forward throw does combo into dash attack or forward smash or down air at these earlier percents, so I was pretty happy that I represented that. He goes above me here after this situation. A perfect utilization of up tilt. Recognizing this position is really, really, really important. If Pikachu's ever directly above you, up tilt just beats out everything they could possibly imagine. So this was excellent. This was me a little late to the down air, by the way. I like flubbed turning or something. But the down air is absolutely brutal for them to deal with. This is me delaying the down air as long as possible, so there's less vertical knockback for me to fight from the shine, so that my down air will send them as low as possible. Something very important to do. And he actually does the one mix-up here to the Shine Stall Edgeguard, which is he drops so low because of this Fountain of Dreams. You can zip, zip, and then avoid the down air. I can actually hold this longer or Shine Stall, then up B back up to the ledge, and that will just guarantee beat this because of how low he drops, he actually doesn't have the mix-up of landing on stage anymore. So I could have potentially done that as an edge guard as opposed to the one that I did, but I was finding so much success in that edge guard, I figured I could just keep doing it. Down air pops him up into a back air at high percent, and it's just, that's all she wrote. I take the set 3-1. Again, FD is a tough stage, and I might try to do some things in order to alter the way I play that stage, but the matchup is just so brutal, and the stages are just so brutal for Pikachu to have to deal with against Falco that as long as you play solid, you don't have to do much flashy stuff. You have to have consistent tech skill, good awareness, solid spacing, good character control, and it just seems like it's difficult for Pikachu to deal with. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.